TV, I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk. And this, my friends, is The Thunder Show, aka the internet's most passionate wine program. And you see it, it's obvious, you know who this man is. This is the most passionate man on TV, Mr. Cramer.
Cool.
Mr.
Yes,
Cramer.
yes, Gary.
Can we get a Thunder wristband on you?
Honored,
Huge.
my friend.
Give me some power. Little thunder, little mad thunder today on the Thunder Show.
Emotion, enthusiasm, passion, web.
That's right.
Right?
And wine.
Well, wine, man.
Are you ready to taste some serious
I'm
juice?
ready to learn. I'm ready to see. I'm ready to taste. And I'm also, by the way, ready to make money.
I love it.
All right?
I love it.
I'm ready to make money.
I love it. Well, I can definitely do that because, you know, that's what I do. That's how I roll.
No.
But what I really want to do...
That's how I know you. I got the book.
I hear you. What I really want to talk about today is investing in wine.
Okay.
All right, and so we've got 4 special wines for very strong reasons.
Okay.
They've all got their own rationale. I give it some thought.
Right.
That's how I roll.
Okay.
And we're going to taste them, but when you taste them, I want you to, you know, just like you do it. Transparency USA, what you feel. You hate it, awesome. I didn't make the wine.
Right.
I don't care.
No.
So we'll get into that in a second, but...
You're depersonalizing it. You're telling me that I'm not going to hurt your feelings.
I always told my dad when we were running the business, Dad, no emotional decisions.
Done. That's exactly the way we should trade.
Okay. It's true, right?
Yeah.
No
No.
emotions.
Ice in veins means big dollars.
The only thing I'm emotional about is the New York Jets. I mean, obviously my family, but
Look,
things that...
I'm emotional about the Eagles, so I can't... These are things that I have to check at the door because
Yes, I
when we
understand.
lose on Sunday, I used to trade very badly on Monday, so I do a kind of like a cooling off period
Yeah.
after a loss. When the Eagles win, then I feel like I'm too, I could, you know, virtually everything I do is going to be right.
That's right.
You have to take a respite from football.
understand.
The Monday after a game.
You shouldn't even go to work.
No.
I shouldn't. I
No.
mean,
You're liable to make irrational decisions.
well, here's what happens. It was great. Wine salespeople wouldn't even come and see me on Monday after a Jets loss because they knew everything was a no.
You get smart.
Yeah, they got smart. All right, but we also have something else we need to tell the Vayniacs and the interwebs as a whole.
Right.
There's a pretty big announcement. We're really excited about this. I will be contributing to mainstreet.com. Mott, link it up, baby. That's what Mott does. He
Oh
links.
man, he's the linkmanship. He
links
has
it
linkmanship.
up. He links it up.
Well, this is important because mainstreet.com.
Tell them.
I'm too old. All right, first.
You look good.
Wow.
You look
Hey
good.
man, I'm ready to.
You know, by the way, that's one thing. When people call on your show, you get a lot of ladies that say you look sexy. I like that.
Take it where you can get it, my friend.
I hear ya.
Remember, I'm
It's
63-year-olds, not really.
You're not 60.
Well, it's better to be a young looking.
You're not
It's
63.
better to be a young looking 63-year-old than be a 53-year-old like
that.
I really
hate-
am.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say if you're 63,
All right,
you're
listen to me.
killing it.
Main Street is the kind of site that I wish I had when I was in my 20s. You know why? Because everybody tells me that you can't make money till you're in your 40s and 50s. I need to collect. I was late to collecting. Okay, I didn't know it because I didn't have Gary telling me what I could buy for an amount of money that was not one share of Berkshire Hathaway for $100,000.
Sure.
Main Street is about trying to get younger people involved to make money, and the fact that you're contributing tells me we're going to be successful.
Well,
No,
definitely
I
in
mean,
this space.
you know why? Because just like in your book, The 100 Wines, I go through it and I keep looking for the $700 bottle of wine that I'm trying to get to 1,000. You're giving me the $10 bottle of wine that I'm going to get to 100, or the $30 bottle of wine that I'm making $1,000 on. That's investing.
It runs the gamut. Tell me about Main Street. So I'm going to be contributing wine, you know, investment kind of situations,
Right.
buys. I'm really excited about it. We're going to be
Right.
on once a week, unique content, Mott. It's exciting.
Yes.
It's very exciting.
Well, I mean, look, any
Who
change
else?
of life.
You got a lot of lifestyle stuff going on.
Yes, any change of life. You know, a guy, you have a baby. What do? You buy one share stock. You get divorced, get married, wills, estates. What people are doing with their money. I'm now
In
developing.
a chic look, though.
Yes,
In a
I'm now
lifestyle.
developing a collectible. I mean, look. Hey, listen, I'm open-minded. Even Hummels. Hey, people save Hummel. You know, I'm not kidding. Depression glass. Anything that's collectible.
Star Wars figures? I made
Done.
a fortune on them.
Done.
I killed
Right.
my high school.
Well,
killed them.
that's the next
I was
big
buying
thing.
for a quarter a piece in '94. Killed them.
Shoot,
Kill people.
That's not bad. Anyway, that's the kind of theme, and the fact that you're the star of it, for heaven's sake.
Well, I'm excited.
From the
to be
get-go,
there.
right out of the
I'm
gate.
excited.
Right out of the gate, you're the
Mott,
star.
let's get this going. We're going to line these up this way. This is my new little move when we have guests so we can see each other. We're pretty. This guy, 63, looking great. Sansonnet, 2005 Bordeaux from the Saint Emilio. It's an 85% Merlot, 15% Cab Franc. It rolls in at $50 US. We're going to talk about this. This is the only wine here specifically that I don't think is a huge moneymaker. I brought this on the show as a global thought about 2005 Bordeaux,
Oh,
which
okay.
we talked about on
Just
your
a
show.
template.
Yes,
right.
this is the
and
only
you came on the
template.
show and the number spiked.
Yeah, it was,
God love
we
you.
had so much
God
fun.
love you.
Mott, you should link that up too. Let's link up the show. It was unbelievable. I want to thank you again
Mott's
for that.
holding back.
He's unstoppable,
All right,
by the
good
way.
deal.
Chateau Sansonnet, let's talk about this.
Okay.
18 months ago, this exact wine we sold for $29.99. So we're already at 50 bones.
You got a double.
It's a nice
close
little
to a
play.
double.
Close to a double. And,
And S&P during that period, probably down 12%.
That's right. So you're talking about a wine that's already gone up. Now, what's really nice about it is it's an affordable play, right? I mean, this was a $30 wine. I want to talk about 2005 Bordeaux. You've got to help me on this because this is where your mind wraps around. A lot of people are scared to buy 05s because they feel like it happened already. See, that's why people are sad.
Okay.
Somebody emailed me the other day about this. They had a bottle. They loved it. They bought a case at 30 from us. Mm-hmm. Now, he went back and he's like, I went to go buy 2 more cases and you're at 50. I'm sad. And I'm told the guy, listen, the 06 is coming out at 60. The 50, 60. The 07 is going to be in the same price range. And the 07 sucks crap.
Wow. Okay.
Sucks.
Right.
05, one of the best vintages. A lot of people feel like the train has left.
Okay, listen, there's another liquid. It's called oil, all right? On my show on Mad Money, when it was at 60, everyone told me it's going to 40. I said it's doubling. Then we get to 100. People say, I missed it. I said, listen, the big move is still ahead. This time it's natural gas. Okay, so that would be a Merlot instead of a cab.
Sure.
Well, we just caught a double in natural gas. Now everyone says it's over. Listen, you know when it's over? It's over when we find a lot of oil and gas. It's over if the market were flooded with 2005s. Now, can you still flood the market with 2005s?
And that's what I want to talk about.
How do you flood the market with something that already happened?
Here's where it gets better. Unlike oil, you can go to Brazil, shoot water, find something else. Some of these plants everybody's talking about. There is no more vineyard land for these chateaus. Chateau Latour can only make so much wine.
Right.
But here's what's going on. Just like in all those other things. China had to play, India had to play. The world market is gobbling up Bordeaux. And unlike the port, a little bit, I'm going to explain port later, but definitely unlike this Spanish wine, which rolls in at $168, and unlike the California colt wines, the Screaming Eagles, the Camases, the Silver Oaks, the Shapers.
Which I've overpaid for.
Sure. And some are okay, but the difference is nobody in India or China or the rest of the world cares about those brands at all.
Even though they've spent a lot of money trying to be boutique and they get a good rating.
In America.
Yeah. Doesn't translate.
Doesn't translate. Their brand
Why
is
not?
Because they're not branded outside the U.S. There's a lot of brands that probably do solid here and don't mean anything else. Look at Facebook or MySpace, right? Let's talk about internet companies. You go to Brazil and it's Orchid. Orchid's the Facebook of, that's Google's play. I mean, different
Mercado
markets.
Libre for
That's right.
eBay.
It's like the old wrestling, right?
Right.
The WWF was the Northeast, NWA in the South, AWA in the Midwest, Gagne's League. It was broken up. Then Vince McMahon came around. He talked about a great market.
I'm seeing Linda tomorrow.
I mean,
CEO, Linda McMahon.
He built a brand.
Yes, he did.
And that became
Has a
global.
good yield, too.
And
Good dividend.
this is the WWF. Bordeaux is the only place in the world that every buyer, every young buyer, Hong Kong just broke down their barriers to their 150%, tax is lifted. So Hong Kong's exploding. What do they want in Hong Kong? Bordeaux. It's the only real massive global brand. And that's why 2005 Bordeaux, even though they've already gone, are still a buy today. People don't believe it, but I'm going to talk to you about...
I'm a believer.
Well, you can feel the energy.
No, I'm a believer.
Chateau Latour 04, we're going to talk about it in a minute. This was $200 a little while ago. Everybody thought it was crazy. It's now $480, as you can see. And honestly, it's going to be $1,000 a bottle for every...
All right, now let me ask you a question. Let's say there was someone who came to Europe and said, I want to buy 1,000 bottles of this. Are there 1,000 bottles to be had other than through you?
Not even through... I mean, we blow stuff out because we're a price leader.
Right.
And, come on in, Ian. And, we're a price leader.
So,
nice.
Can we link him in, Mott?
We can link Ian in. The fact of the matter is that we can't get... Nobody can get enough supply.
See, I love that because that's what it's about. When you're talking about oil, there's not enough supply.
It's a
If you're talking about stocks of which there's too many of, like the .coms, well, that's a sale.
That's
right. But there's not enough oil companies.
Cheers to good health. Now let's taste it. We may hate this wine after all that hoopla.
Not my fave. Mm-hmm. Not my fave. Too dry for me.
Really dry in the mid-palate.
Too dry for me. Don't know if I would want that. See, I'm a guy who would give me a steak and a wine. Mm-hmm. I don't think so. Mm-hmm. I don't think for me. But you're not trying to win me over. I'm not the marginal buyer, am I?
You know, I'll be very honest with you.
Yeah.
I could care less about any buyer. Really, I can. I mean, I just want to give value, and really,
Amen.
And what's really interesting, unlike stocks, wine is we're consuming it right now. I mean,
Right.
if we were putting it away, if you came by and said, "What should I put away?"
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, that wouldn't be a play, but there's
Right.
other things that would. It really doesn't even matter if you're making a money financial play. And there's a lot of people out there who buy wine, and I mean, I think you've seen some of the stuff coming out. Wine is making a huge return because there's only so much supply, and demand's exploding.
But let me tell you.
Yes.
Now I know you may not like this because you have spoken to me about how
Yeah.
Parker is maybe not worth being the guy you follow because there shouldn't be one man. But
Well, yes,
if
or
you
me or
tell
anybody,
me
sure.
that this is a good investment,
Right.
If Gary tells me it's a good investment, that's hopefully like me telling you to go buy Conoco. And
Matt,
you
go buy some Conoco
You
real
may
quick.
not know about Conoco, but I do.
And I get it.
I don't know about this wine, but you do. I am not saying that it's more fun to fill up at a Conoco. Right? You know what I mean?
I'm with you. I'm with
Okay?
you. Let's now take off the investment hat, talk about the wine itself, because that's what I have to do on my show.
Yes.
Sorry.
No,
I want to break it down. This is a very dry, massive, fruit-forward wine with a lot of fruit. I do think it could be actually good with steak because I think there's a lot of complexities there. It's also very young. This is a massive, young, tight as a rock wine. That's what's special about 2005. We're talking about a vintage. Pay attention. 40,
Focus.
50, 60-year cellaring possibilities. Forget about buying wine for your kids' birthdays. We're talking about buying wine for your grandkids' birthdays.
Well, you should have done that with Berkshire Hathaway in 1970.
You know,
right?
if you
This
bought
could be Berkshire
if you
Hathaway.
bought 1970 Petrus, you'd be sitting pretty damn. I'd love to see the numbers on how much that's gone up against. And Berkshire, I know, is the tippy top.
No,
But-
you know what? You have to think about what you can invest in now.
Well, that's right.
Because no one can afford a share of Berkshire
And
Hathaway.
that's why you've got me excited. You just hit on my ultimate feeling. I still think with the 05 Bordeaux's, 30 to 60 bucks on an investment kick, the wines are going to go up dramatically. I mean, we were talking about Chateau Sansonnet, which I'll be very honest with you, nobody gives a rat's ass about. This personal brand within the 05 vintage, soft. 92 points, solid, but we're not going to run and go like screaming.
Okay.
And this wine has run from 30 bones to 50 bones in 18 months.
I like that.
And there's a lot of action like that in 05. People are scared off now because they saw the train left. And I'm telling you, hands down, it hasn't. The 06, the 07 vintage are not as good as the 05, not even in the same class.
That's the insight that I would come to this video for. That
No question.
insight is worth it to me.
Well, that's the play.
Even though you made it very clear, you're not saying it's that one.
I actually really like this wine. Taste it again. Tell me what
okay.
it's too dry for your palate, huh?
Yeah, but you know what? Maybe I'm not.
No, don't soften. It's your palate. It's a nice tie. It's your palate.
Thank you.
So I don't want you to
Matt
soften.
Phillips for using.
It's yours.
No,
not,
it grows on me. But remember, I could be Walmart, and you might be Costco. I mean, a guy who shops at Costco is a little savvier than a guy who shops at Walmart.
How about Target? Where's that guy?
50 cents off a 52-week low. I find it rather amazing that that stock, that company's growing at 17% and sells at 13 times earnings.
Did you see the massive one they're building over here?
I know.
saw
I'm
it?
telling
Next
you,
to Whole Foods.
I'm getting bullish on Target.
You are.
I've been negative on it for 15 straight points. I'm thinking it might be right.
Am I
I'm not
behind?
kidding.
I believe you.
No, I literally just said maybe you should get started buying some Target. Home Depot 52-week low, Lowe's 52-week low, but Target is a place where you feel more special than if you go to Walmart. Maybe I would feel more special with this than I would with a 2006.
We're going to move on. I'm going to rake down this wine. Blackberry, blackcurrant, lots of leather on the back end. There is a little alcohol coming at the end, which is a little hot on my palate, but the youth is obvious. It's fleshy. Black currants are really dominating the day, and over the next 3 to 5 years, I think this wine is going to be pretty much put away and forget about because it is so tight and so tough on the outside of your palate. Do you feel it in your cheeks?
Yes,
you feel it right
yes,
there,
I
right?
do. But you see, that to me is doesn't
That's a
feel
problem,
good.
right?
But I may not.
You're like,
yeah,
what the heck?
That's a
I don't want
problem
that.
for me.
That goes away, and what happens is flowers and fruits.
Yeah, but see, that's you being able to
me
know
do it
that.
again. Flowers and fruits.
I don't know that.
I understand.
Which is why I'm watching the video in here as opposed to saying I trust myself. Because I have no reason to trust myself.
Well,
I don't know how.
One, I want you to trust yourself because first of all,
I'm too new.
I understand, but you know what? You're too new to eating cheeseburgers, and you trust yourself,
Interesting
right?
point, yes.
Crystal
Crystal burgers.
That's right. So don't worry about that. And number two, most wine is consumed. 99% of the wine is consumed within the first week of consumption of purchase. Nobody's saving wine globally. People are
Great
drinking.
thought.
So you've got to find wines you like. But on investment kick, 05 Bordeaux, I'm still very hot on. I think Spectator nailed this. To me, this is a 92 plus point wine. I like it a lot. I still think it's a massive value compared to the crap 07s that are being released right now at $50 on release, and we're talking about a crap vintage. This is a special wine from a special vintage, so that's what I'm excited about the 05s with.
Like it. Thank you.
Let's move on. This
All right.
gets real serious.
Let's keep learning.
Let's do it. Now we're going heavy. We're going to Spain.
Hot.
What do you think
Spain?
about Spain?
Hot.
Yeah, it's
I like, whenever I see them on the menu, I order Spanish
Spanish
now.
wines.
I'm learning, and I like the taste, okay?
Yeah, you like the fruit.
Yes.
You like the fruit.
Yes, I do.
Well, this is a real monster of a wine. Let's get into it. This is the 2004 Malleolus. It comes from Ribera de Duero. It's 168 bones, 97 points. Jay Miller, who writes for Robert Parker,
Right.
he does the Spanish wines for him. 100% Tinto Fino. And I'm excited about this wine. We visited this winery.
You did.
Yeah, when did we go there, Ian? 4 years ago?
May of 06.
May of 06.
Did you stay at that? Did they have like a private chateau?
What's that?
We were in that.
I remember. It was awesome.
Do you stay at these chateaus ever?
Yeah, they do the
Yeah?
whole nine. You know,
Yeah?
we don't have the regulations where you can't do, they can put us up. They can
Oh,
do
cool.
the whole nine.
Okay.
Now, this is a fruit bomb. There's a lot of fruit here. Let's see what's going on. Remember, I need you to give this a sniffy
No,
sniff.
first I need to clean
Okay.
it. All right.
Give it a sniffy sniff. Are you giving it a
See,
sniffy
I like it
sniff?
immediately.
Because you like the fruit.
Yes,
You're
but
seduced
that's what
by
I
fruit.
want.
God bless.
Love to be
by-
seduced.
I understand.
I love this. I know, I'm not kidding.
I hear you. Break it down.
just
What do you
love this.
taste, honestly? What do you taste?
I feel like I am eating a bouquet of fruit, all the fruits I would like. I feel like I could have this with or without anything else. I'd love to come home from work and
Do you
have
taste
a glass of
the
this. Yes.
Do you taste a little of the oak monster? There's a little bit out. Do you like the cedar box cigar?
Yes,
Do you like
yes,
the vanilla?
yes.
You like the vanilla?
Yes.
Fruit with vanilla on top. Because that's what's going on here.
To me, this is a fabulous fruit pie with vanilla ice cream on top of it, which is my absolute favorite. And I don't feel like it's going to add the calories that would add to me. Am I right?
I'm not quite sure of the breakdown. I'm not good. I'm not a dietitian.
But I mean, I'm just saying that
I
obviously,
doubt it.
obviously, yeah.
But I also don't think
of
it's
sugar ice cream.
I don't think this fruit and ice cream is going to cost you 168 bones either.
No, but you know what? This tastes great.
This
and
is-
I have bought expensive bottles of wine at local restaurants. I happen to be from Summit, New Jersey,
Big
where
ups.
I have paid
Dirty
tremendously more and not be as satisfied as I would be with this.
This is a very sought after wine, and we're going to talk about it again. I mean, really, let's be honest. I don't understand.
great.
I don't understand how people don't understand. It's supply and demand, people. If a crap load of people want it, and there's not a lot of it, things go up. And that's what's happening here. Small, tiny production winery, and very sought after because it gets the big points. Parker traditionally gave big points. Now Jay Miller writes for it. Now for me, and I think you guys know me out there, this is a little too over the top.
Really?
Yes. Just a tad, because I got bored of it, right? It's like, no matter what you love,
Okay,
right? Let me ask you a
okay.
question. If you ate ice cream with the fruit pie every day, every meal,
Thank you.
for 6 years,
Thank
where
you.
would you be?
Fat as a pig and dead.
Fair.
Right.
But you'd also be running towards vegetables
Right,
and other
no,
flavors.
I'd be sick of it. But let me ask you something.
Yep.
How about this? I don't put a premium on subtlety when it comes to wine and when it comes to the rest of my life.
I understand.
I'm not a subtle guy.
Ironically, I do. Isn't that weird?
Yes,
I'm far from subtle, too.
You have a different temperament when it comes to your
Profession.
yes. That's good though.
Me? No
Because
emotion,
you need to
right?
be ice.
You know what
need
it
to
is?
be ice.
Ice cold.
I don't. I'm on
Like-
TV and I get excited. Now, when I was a stock trader,
Mm-hmm.
I had when I was a hedge fund, I had your attitude. Now, I get enthusiastic about what I really love because I'm trying to turn others on.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
You're enthusiastic, but you're also discerning. See, I taste this and I'm not as discerning as you. I say, give me a bottle.
Actually, you know what? Throw discerning and all that out the window. I want people to understand that that it's their palate, right? I love vegetables. Do you like vegetables
Yeah, I actually love it.
more than fruits?
Yes, actually, yes.
You like veggies more than fruits.
Well,
Get this
let me-
man a sheen on.
No, let me tell you why.
Break
Let me
it down.
Tell you why. Because when I can't have a lunch of fruit.
Right.
I can't have a lunch of vegetables.
Do you like English peas?
I like the snap peas. I get the Cascadia
Good,
peas.
right?
I get
English peas, you need to try them. They're bigger.
Really?
Delicious.
But look. Why do I like the veggies? I can make something of as a salad. For fruit, I like grapefruit because it's very good for you.
Right.
Bananas. Too fattening.
Yeah, I hear
Well, see,
ya.
that's what it is. You see, fruit. I know this sounds a little strange, but I care tremendously about my weight. And
You look
most,
great.
Thank you, but most fruits are too fattening. I know that sounds nuts, but they're filled with sugar.
We're given so much knowledge. Should we talk about Jets Eagles history right now?
Well, it's
We're
gonna have a good
let me
season.
let me do my part. Not as good as us. Really awesome fruit, way over the top.
Fabulous.
A little too much oak for me. I think it's a little over oak. It loses a little bit of its soul, of its individuality, which is very important to me when you talk about wine. However, as you can tell by Jimmy's reaction here, if you like the bombs, if you like the fruit,
This is the bomb.
This is the bomb.
This is the Randy. This is the Randy American Idol.
Absolutely, yes.
Right?
It's an absolute.
Dog. This is dog.
This is clearly dog.
Yo,
It
dog.
explodes in your palate.
Right.
It hits your cheeks,
Oh, no,
your
totally.
brain.
Yeah.
You're loving it.
No, absolutely love it.
If you love the roller coaster and you love the explosion, this is your wine. This will not tone down over time from what I've seen from the 98 Barossa wines and some of the other wines. I think it's going to keep its fruit and vibrance for a long time, but it will go up in value, because we're doing the investment show, as long as you catch the trend properly. Here's where wine fluctuates. Unlike Bordeaux, there is trends of palates. You know, you go back to the 40s, Sauterne and Chinon were more expensive than first growth Bordeaux. Not talking about a long time ago. It's about the palate.
They were utility stocks, which used to give a premium.
That's right.
And then everyone says, "Why could you inherit utility stocks?"
Things change,
Yes,
right?
right.
Things change, and palates have changed. And so as long as fruit bombs don't go out of fashion, which, you know, by the way, I'm not really helping. As long as they don't, this wine will escalate dramatically, but you got to take that little risk or catch it on the front end. But here's the beauty. Unlike a piece of paper when the company goes belly up and you're all sad and you want to cry on it,
Right.
if the fashion changes and if you're not caring about the dollars and cents and you just want to, you can always just drink
Always
it.
just drink it.
You know, it's kind of nice.
I really like that.
You know, that's the nice, I mean,
you cannot drink
you buy
that
04
General
Latour,
Electric
it
piece
goes
of paper.
up, you know, there's a lot of people who buy 13 bottles, 15 bottles of wine. They buy the case for the investment, and then they drink the 2 or 3 for free.
Got it.
That's a very common play. Let's move on, because I'm excited about this next one. And you should be too. Back to that last one, I would probably go with 93 points for my palate. I still, obviously, I like it. Jimmy's in a 97,
no, I'm
90.
crazy
You're
about it.
crazy.
I'm crazy about
You're
it.
losing your mind. All right. Chateau Latour. You ever hear of this character?
Big.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously very sought after.
Now, see, let me just tell you. That
Yep.
To me, when I hear Chateau Latour, I think Buffett.
Yes.
I say, well, that's a Warren Buffett thing,
Yeah,
right?
Understood. Absolutely. I mean, this is obviously a very, very serious first growth, and I would tell you right now, I'm sure Ian, you'll agree with me, this is absolutely taken the lead as the premier first growth wine in the world now. So within the Mouton and Lafite world, Latour has elevated itself above Aubryon, above them all, as the premier, and now upon release goes for more money than even the others. This wine, the 2004 Bordeaux of Chateau Latour, came out at about 190, 175, 150, dollars. We're talking just a couple minutes, 24 months, 480. Why? The 05 vintage Bordeaux changed the game. 05 was the turning point in the history of Bordeaux and in the wine market. Bordeaux woke up, the Chinese came, the Russians came with their cash.
Chinese.
The Russians came with their cash.
Russians, marginal buyers.
Absolutely.
Sending things over.
This is the only brand in the world. They came, they said, we'll pay 20% premium. And all of a sudden, America no longer had the leverage with the chateaus.
It's just like oil.
I mean, it's just, it's really quite scary, isn't it?
It, like copper and like oil, this is a mineral to them.
And
They need them.
This is such a small piece of land. They can only make
So what do I
many
do?
cases.
Do I pay the $480?
We're talking about the investment show.
Right.
As much as I hate that it was $1.50 moments ago, and as much as I hope a lot of you bought 2005 Bordeaux, as I did a show 2 years ago, telling and screaming, even though prices were high, and you know, the debate was, were these worth it? And I was screaming, telling people to buy it, and a lot of people back then, the show was new, thinking I was just doing it to sell wine, but I knew I had legacy and it'd be on video forever. As much as this hurts me, 04 is a very classic vintage, this is an extremely good wine, and even at $480, it's, you know, let me be careful here. There's probably other vintages I would send you to.
But okay, look, answer me this.
I would buy it.
If I buy it at $480, is it going to trade at $350 a year from now?
No way.
Then that's what I care about. I don't want to get hit. I care about the downside. I want to protect you from the downside.
You know, honestly, this is what scares the crap out of me, and I've watched wine for my whole life, and I'm very confident about what I'm about to tell you. The first growth Bordeaux are not going down. They're not going down anytime quick, and as a matter of fact, I think they're grossly undervalued.
Wow.
I actually think 04 Latour, within the next 48 months, which is a long time, but not a long time, is a cakewalk at a G. A cakewalk.
Wow.
So, you know, you start buying 4 or 5 cases, and you're looking at, and here's the nice thing, right? You can actually drink it too. So let's taste it. Maybe we hate it. Maybe we hate it. Cheers. Sniffy sniff.
I like.
Bigger sniffy sniff. Get your nose in there. That's a key. Smelling the wine, the bouquet, is a major factor.
No, but let me just tell you right up front. That Spanish wine, I like to smell it more.
I understand, because this is a little more charcoal.
Yes.
This is a little BBQ. Do you like the BBQ action? This is a lot more green. This is a totally different wine.
Oh, but it's great.
You like it?
Yeah, but it's
Sip
very
it again.
different. It's
Sip it
very
again.
different.
I'm gonna have to. I'll carry you home.
But I still find it more, excuse me for using this, what I regard as a pejorative.
Dry.
I was going to say harsh. That is more pejorative than dry. To me, it's harsh.
I love that word.
Really?
Harsh? It's just a nice word.
Okay.
This wine is extremely complex. Very tight in the mid-palate. This is a very soil-driven wine. If you're a gardener, little topsoil, green, veg, like a cabbage. I get a Brussels sprout component on the back end. Very dry, but very precise. I mean, like surgeon precise with its flavor profile. Tight, though. A very tight wine. This is where wine gets very
I
fascinating.
don't feel anything here. Nothing.
Because it's got polish. Unlike the Sansonnet.
Right.
which
It
you
doesn't
felt-
explode. It's not a bomb.
No, it's nothing like the last
Right.
wine. Nothing. But there's an elegance and a refinement to this wine. It's kind of like, I hate to go with a female terminology of it, but there's some ladies you see and they're just refined, classic elegance beauty. And that's what this is.
French women.
Fair enough. And then there's other people, they dress kind of fun and they're
Right.
over the top, and that's fun too. It's all what you're into. It's all your own personal. Mott likes the floozies. He's really big on them. I mean, he goes wild for them. But
Really?
I'm much more. I like
know
the
that
class.
about
Yeah,
Mott.
Mott gets
Learning,
wild.
though,
I'm
learning
telling
the
you.
whole
I'm
time.
telling you. He links it up. So the whole thing. But this is a refined elegance. Now here's the difference, though, and it's a huge difference. Is your wife gonna beat me down? I'm a little bit worried actually. This wine, and I'm not kidding when I say this, will last for 70 years, and will evolve and get more complex. And there's no doubt in my mind will go up in value dramatically because this is a classic Latour.
Right.
A vintage that I think, what happened? The 05s were so hot,
Okay.
people overlooked the 04s.
Interesting.
So,
Okay.
when the tech stocks got hot,
No,
everybody
and
overlooked,
people
right?
say, well, hold it, wait a second. Let's go back and take a look at this Yahoo. When Yahoo was good. After Google, you caught
I'll be
a big
very
hit.
honest with you. I still think Yahoo's good. I mean, everybody,
Well, the
everybody's
son of a
leaving.
bitch,
Everybody's
the son
leaving.
of a bitch is that all
Yang?
right? If Yang's out, yeah, he's on my wall of shame.
I mean, is he even alive? I haven't heard a peep from him. You have to be in the trenches and talk a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
He disappeared.
No, he's the worst.
Everybody's leaving, too.
It's the worst.
But they still have crazy assets. They still have Flickr. They
They
still
have the
have
greatest
delicious.
page views.
They still.
I want to run that company, all
I
right?
do too. I could do serious damage there.
Oh, I know.
I'll explode the living crap
I
out
know.
of it. Anyway,
I like this, and I like it each time I drink it. I
because
like
it's
it a
going to
little
keep
more.
you open. That's right. It's going to keep going.
Okay, now let's speak percentage basis. I hear you say this could be a G, all right? But then I'm starting to think that Sansonnet, 2005, I don't mean to be specific to that, might catch a triple. So on a percentage basis, I may be better served with a $50.
Not on Sansonnet. I think Sansonnet is going to top out at $70, $80. I just think it's a great wine.
Okay.
I think for $50, people should be buying 05
Okay.
Bordeaux. There are other wines clearly out there. There's some Chateau pops that I'm.
I had one. Okay, I was going to ask you about that because that was the one I had in France that I most liked.
There's a lot of Chateau pops that I think are a great place. I don't think people understand how limited these bottles are and how many people want them. Now, there is about 150, 200 brands that are at the top. The Chems, the Latours.
Right.
Those are ones that are really going to move in a big basis. But, people want wine. And there's a lot of wine being produced, but the great wine, the great terroir in the world, there's only so much you can do, right? Again, back to the oil play.
Right.
Everybody's talking about alternative stuff. Show me.
Right. But now, if I'm a MainStreet.com viewer,
Yep.
and I'm 28, and I
Yep.
want to put away $500 in wine,
Yep.
this obviously is a killer for me because I only get one bottle. Should
don't-
that matter?
I really think, if you live in Manhattan, you have no space, it's a good play.
Interesting.
You got to
Right,
really.
it's a real estate.
It's all about your DNA, right?
Right,
It's
right.
all about your DNA. You have to understand your situation, and you have to understand what you care about.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the double bubble in wine that makes it very different. You have to ask yourself where your palate's at. You can really win, right?
That's the dividend. See, one's the capital appreciation
That's a great
and
way
the
to put
dividend,
it.
right?
That's a great way to
Capital
put it.
appreciation, 480, maybe goes to 1,000. Dividend is how darn good it tastes.
That's correct. And what's really fun about that is, you might only grow 40% instead of 62%, but if you love the wine a lot more and you love that style of wine, maybe they both collapse. Maybe wine
Right,
goes out of...
right.
Who knows, right? But you're always going to have it to drink
Okay,
it. So that's a
okay.
huge play. This is really good.
All right, now let me just ask
Are you
you
liking
something.
this?
I'm loving this. No, this I love.
Really?
This I have to start thinking about while driving home. Now, when you talk about the wines that people like a Penfold, a yellow, oh my God, can I mention yellow? Are those just soda? Mm-hmm. Are those soda? I mean, because I keep a can of Diet Coke, I don't expect more to go up.
I'll be honest with you. I think what Yellowtail has done is amazing. Like, everybody thinks that I hate Yellowtail. I just
No,
hate...
you've articulated to me just the opposite.
Absolutely. I just hate
Right.
that everybody drinks it every
Right.
time. All I really care about, my real passion, is to get every single eyeball right now watching to try different wines.
Right.
To expand
No, that's
their
why the
palate.
book is so great.
Well, I
Because the
appreciate it.
book, I mean, I go through the book and I think, okay, well, what's going to happen? Let's see, maybe he likes Maybe you like something from Calistoga.
Did you see where I made fun of?
Maybe you like
You didn't
something
get there
from
yet.
Oregon. No, he's telling me about countries that I didn't know of
Sure.
wines where it could be 3 years from now that everyone will say, why didn't I think of that? It's a why didn't I think of that book, which
Things
I like.
change. I also got a Randall Cunningham reference in the book. You'll get to
really?
it.
Okay.
So, to me, let me jump into this wine because when we get to the last one, we'll talk a little bit more. Oh, you got to know your DNA. To me, that's
Right,
imperative.
right.
If your parents have a house and you got more room, maybe you do buy a
Right.
case of something. I mean, to me, no doubt, hands down, 2005 Bordeaux, and to a degree, 2004 Bordeaux is a tremendous play. Because you have to understand about the 04 Bordeaux, they came out relatively darn cheap now.
Okay.
And even though they've escalated solidly, the 06 and 07, which are not as interesting a vintage, maybe 06 is, definitely not 07. The release price of these wines is greater than what the 04s are selling for now.
Okay, now I need help because I'm a neophyte.
Yep.
The release price. I go to my local store.
You go to your local store that carries futures, make
Right.
sure they're reliable because you're going to be paying up front for
Right,
2 years.
right.
There's a lot of people, we sold millions of dollars of 05 futures that people paid for 2 years ago, and they're just now starting to come in. And they're taking delivery. And for a lot of people that did it, they're feeling good. Because, for example, when this wine came in, it's one of the first serious wines came in, as Ian and can tell you, I like pointing Ian. I just like that he's here. I'm glad he came over.
I'm new to the Ian.
Ian's amazing. You
fascination.
got to hug him. Here's the thing: a lot of people are feeling good about themselves because we called 3, 4, 5. No, we sold 1,000 cases of this. We called 700, 800 people, 900 people, and said your wine's here, and they came and picked it up. They paid $31.
Oh, man, that's cool.
And then they come and pick up the wine, and they see this on display in the store and says $50. They're feeling pretty good. That's a nice feeling.
Okay, now because I love the other side of the trade, because
Yep.
I'm thinking about the guy who shorted oil at 80 and he's dying at 130.
That's crushing.
Who lost money on that? Who took the other side of that trade?
Who lost money? There's only one type of character could have got screwed in the 05 Bordeaux. Only one person, because they're sold through. Everybody did well, including the consumers. Only one character, the one who played the euro. A lot of people didn't pay up front. See, we locked in because I'm not, I'm an immigrant. We don't take risks like that. You know what I mean? I mean, that's fine. I don't care if it goes
I
down.
have the suitcase ready.
Exactly. So,
All times.
a lot of people, there it is.
Right.
A lot of people said to themselves, the euro's at $1.38.
Right.
It's going to come way down. This is crazy. Or $1.27,
Right.
29. I'm trying to remember what I locked it in at. By the time we're
Right.
at what are
Right.
we at? 160, 155,
153
I mean, it's
today.
tough. It's tough. So that retailer that took that risk and sold against the price with thinking that he was going to make the money
Right.
on the skim
Right.
is in big trouble.
Okay.
And we've heard of people
All right.
reneging and the whole.
Well, that's
I
a
mean,
guy who, unfortunately, I hate to mention this team, the Giants, but you couldn't lay off that risk.
Matza Giants.
Matza Giants.
So is Matt. I mean,
Surprised these guys maintain their jobs here.
You know what? I had a tough time. I
Yeah.
almost went-
What's diversification, man?
I know. They're good guys, but they barely held on. All right. I'm going to tell you right now, I think the 04 Latour is classic. It reminds me of a lot of the Latours that I've had in the past. I mean, you're talking about pure elegance, refined, tons of fruit, blackcurrant. I love the baseball glove mitt in left field when you're in third grade, nibbling on it kind of thing that this thing's got going on. I think this wine will continue to evolve. I think you're going to see a lot more potpourri, floral components through the years as this wine opens up. It will change on every decade. That's what's so great about buying Bordeaux.
Okay.
You buy a case, kind of pricey, but big bowlers like you can do.
Right.
You buy a bottle, you buy a case, and you try a bottle every 5 years, and you just get blown away by how things change. To me, this is a classic wine. I even think that Parker a little bit underrated. I'm feeling this, and I'm feeling it strong. I'm going 96 plus on this.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Wow.
I like it. What do you think?
Parker, take that.
Yeah.
Look, I love it. Now, can I be very honest? In a restaurant, I'd be saying, well, I don't know, 480.
At a restaurant, you're going to be paying $900.
Yeah, I'd be paying 900. I'd be saying, you know what?
This is good, though.
No.
I understand.
No. But
I understand.
here, I'm thinking I'd like to buy some and like to do that 12-15 trade.
You know
what I mean?
I wish we the thing is it would have been a lot more fun to do it at the $150 price tag. We're feeling really good right now.
Yeah, but
It's incredible what's going on with Bordeaux. And here's the other thing. I'm going to be early on this. I'm excited about this. Here's going to be my early play. I think there's some really smart wine people out there that do understand what's going on with Bordeaux. But I think this is a category that is being overlooked. And there's two categories that I think are going to see massive explosion over the next 5 years in the wine industry. And that's what's getting me really excited about the fact that we're documenting this on video. Because when I was 18 years old and telling everybody that America was going to be consumed by Australia and Spain, I didn't document it. It'd be a lot of fun to look back on it and be like patting myself in the back.
Got it.
A little Barry Horowitz. Anyway, here's what's going on. We're talking about port.
Oh, I love port.
So, 1977 Dow Port. 94 points Wine Spectator, 130 US dollars. A port that could have been 5 or 6 years ago had for $70, $80. 80 bones, as I like to say. I'm going to pour you this. Port is a little bit out of fashion right now.
Yes.
It's a little bit out of
I
fashion.
always feel very fuddy-duddy, but I love it at the end of my meal.
Do you smoke cigars?
I just got a couple.
You're feeling good
yeah,
with that.
but I've got to be
It's a great
careful
pairing.
because I don't want to go out and endorse it. I mean,
I understand.
I speak at the. I just did the
understand.
big Dare elementary
So you-
school thing. I can't be too
I
fast.
understand. I understand.
Right? I give the speech for heaven's sake.
Let's the actual speech. Dow Port 77, 1977, 1985. I want to talk about these two vintages specifically about port. I'll even be willing to throw 91, 94 in there as well. A lot of the hoopla around 97, 2000, I'm not buying. I'm not buying the hype. I think it's kind of a little bit manufactured by the press. 77 though, for sure, and I'm a big fan about the 85s. And I think 91 is a great vintage. I want to talk about those three vintages. I think we're going to see here's what I understand and what I'm paying attention to. The pricing in the world right now on these products is being shifted by the world market. I'll tell you a market that's really changing some of the pricing. Brazil. Brazil's getting very
have money.
heavy.
They have money.
And sixth richest country, right?
Right.
I mean,
and by the way, fiscally very smart. They make us look like we're
Clowns.
profligate. Thank you for taking the word out of my mouth.
so here's what it is. You have to understand what's happening in the world right now between China, India, Russia, and Brazil. And you know what, to be honest with you, a lot of other places, the interest level is exploding. But when they first get into wine, they're not buying into the cult wines of California because these wineries did something wrong. They made themselves totally unavailable. And when the same 500 peeps
Right.
are buying the wine off
Right.
the mailing list, brand is not being built.
Right.
And we're in the world of branding. These wineries, like the Bordeaux's and like Port, have long established classic brands. May not be the
I know
hottest
those
thing right
names.
now.
I would know. I mean, if I saw it on a menu, I'd say, okay, listen, it's Dow's.
That's right.
I can't screw up. I can't screw up. It's a brand I can't screw up.
And here's what I'm going to give you. You know Lacoste, the little
Yeah,
alligator?
sure.
That's how I look at Port. My whole childhood, all those years, nobody cared about Lacoste. I remember
Right.
wearing it when I was little. I was
Right.
like, where's the alligator?
Right.
Then, rejuvenated.
Right.
It's easy.
Branding.
It's
They never,
e-
because the brand never really went
Because
away.
you can't kill a brand.
Right.
You can try. Coke's tried its hardest. I mean, you can't do it.
know.
You can't do it. And so what people don't understand is it's very easy to revive a brand that has had equity.
Right. I mean, this is the Ovaltine. I remember when the guys bought Ovaltine for nothing, and sure enough, 5 ads in the morning on Saturday morning with cartoons,
back.
triple.
Back.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen in Port. Port's going to wake up.
Really?
You've been hearing me talk about Portugal. They're making a lot of still wine that I'm very excited about. We just did a Portuguese seminar in the store tonight. Matt and I, we had some fun with that. But what I really think is Portugal as a whole is going to start getting a lot of attention over the next 5 to 7 years. Well, what is Portugal known for? Port. So people are going to get into the red wines. They're going to start traveling there. You know how everybody goes to Tuscany?
Right.
They go to Tuscany because they're going to do the same thing in Portugal.
Portugal.
Sure.
It's cheap Portugal.
Considering, I mean, it's
Right.
going to be, we're talking 5 to 7 years from now, so
Okay.
I don't know what's
Right.
going to happen. I mean, they paid that one soccer player like $100
I know.
million. They're crazy. Anyway, Port is going to explode. It's got massive brand, classic wines. They can last forever. Collectors like it, and dessert wines last forever. And when you're thinking about this stuff, you can't have the wine get spoiled if you're trying to make money
Right.
on it, right? If the wine dies in 5 years, the window's too tight.
Well, okay, look, I went to an auction.
Mm-hmm.
I love to go to auctions. And there were 3 bottles of 37, I'm not even going to pronounce it right, Wars.
Yep.
Okay? And I
That's right.
got the 3 37 Wars for $85. I did well, right?
What?
Yeah, well, no one bid. It said first bid
85
75 for the 3.
Total?
Yeah, I know. I think I did well, right? I've been reluctant to drink them ever since.
I mean, the one thing you get scared in that kind of environment is where they stored properly.
Right, because
know,
what the heck were they doing that?
Are you telling me you paid basically $30 a pop?
Yeah, well, because I have often found that auctions are very inefficient. And I was the only guy who seemed to like
You see all this memorabilia?
Yes.
I'm unstoppable.
Right.
Plus the Jets aren't that popular.
No, right now. You might have to be a
When I
buyer.
buy them,
Right.
we're going to run the gamut and win every Super Bowl.
Done your way.
Yes, I know.
All right.
So, let's give it a sniffy sniff.
Okay.
77 Dow. You like the caramel, though?
Yes!
You love the caramel.
Yes, I love this!
Just like, I know what to
I
get you-
know!
what
I
to
mean,
get
I'm
you.
I'm like a NASCAR drinker here, for heaven's sake. Wow, I like this. This goes 155 miles around the curve. I like it very much.
Oh, I do too.
I like it very much.
Lots of strawberries.
Yeah, I think it's delicious. Not that heavy. Sometimes ports are really, really heavy to me. This isn't that heavy. I just have this as an after-dinner drink. Right?
On the
It's
initial
damn good.
attack,
It's
try it
good.
again. Like a copper penny hits your palate. this quick copper component. You like that, right?
I felt that.
Isn't that wild?
I felt that. Yeah.
It's pretty wild. Like a little bit of a copper penny kind of thing going on. Lots of strawberries on the back end. You like that?
No, I think that's a great.
What do you think? I got here because I was making stuff up?
That's what I thought until now.
You did, right? The fact
And that's why I've spent thousands of dollars at your store, because I always figured that you con me every day. I love being conned.
You enjoy
the
feeling.
con is so great.
I mean, you have to respect the game.
No,
I know, I understand.
I've been by this store and lived in Summit forever, and always knew that this is where I could go, where every salesperson would steer me right, not wrong. I did not know you.
Right.
I did know everybody downstairs. I would say, listen, I want X, and I would be I would always be willing to pay a lot, but was told not to.
The number one thing that we do here is the most important thing to us in the world is, can we give value? If somebody comes in and says, give me a great $25 wine, in our DNA, we're like, what can we show them for $20? Because they're going to freak out and it's going to be awesome. And that's the thing with wine. That's what scares everybody with wine. Price has no impact on quality. And that scares the living crap out of, in your world. I mean, they spend money, they want to know what they're getting.
Right, but when I come here, I have always felt that what it's about is opportunity. Whereas I go to other stores and it's about overpaying, but I accept the fact that I have to overpay because that's the price of admission.
I understand. Let's talk about the port.
Okay.
One more time. Take a little more sip. Because I'm feeling this port. I think we're going to have to let the whole peanut
Now, would you have to decant this? I would say you got to decant.
Every wine here, we've done an injustice. Every wine should have been decanted.
We hurt them.
I'm sad at myself. I'm devastated. But, we're both busy guys. We're going to get the show going.
Every second that this is open tastes better.
All of them.
Right?
All of them. All of them will. We talk about decanting all the time. I think this is
that's how Ian's going to make out. We're going to leave here, and Ian is just going to
what he does.
Get faced. He's going to get faced on really fabulous wine.
A very polished port. If you see it on lists, which you can see, you like it, huh?
This is for me.
You like it.
This is for me.
I'm going to go 95 points on this wine. I think it's a killer. I'm all about 77s. I got to remember, I'm so not used to going in this direction. We're on the investment show. This is a buy. This is a $250 port in 36, 48 months. Hands down, but it's great, and it's really a lot of fun to drink. If you have anybody born in this vintage, go find one before the prices really escalate. 77s are exploding. They're going to continue to explode. Bordeaux. I'm telling you, take Google and Yahoo and Facebook and Microsoft, combine them together. That's how powerful in the internet world. That's how powerful Bordeaux is by itself in the global wine world. That's what I wanted to leave you with the most. As you can tell, on an investment show, no Harlan here. No Screaming Eagle.
Yeah, where's the $550 Harlan that I thought was Manischewitz?
Well, see, here's the good thing. We're going to have you on again, and we're going to do the California investment show. See,
I
don't play all my cards in one shot.
I love you.
All right.
Thank you.
Jim, you have to ask the question of the day. That's what guests do. Ask the question of the day of the Maniacs. Any question you want, go.
Okay.
Not me.
All right. I can ask them?
Ask them.
I want to find a wine to short. I want to bet against the wine and a year from now, cover, sell it, and right now, and buy it lower. That's my wine.
You are unstoppable.
That
is a great question. Because you, with a little bit of me, we're changing the wine world, whether they like it or not.